Welcome to Ukraine, пидорасы.
The fight to control Bakhmut is taking a heavy toll on Russian forces while remaining the hottest spot in the Russia-Ukraine war, according to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Bakhmut, a city in Ukraine's embattled Donetsk region, has been a focal point of the Russian offensive for several months. During a televised address on Monday night, Zelensky said that the harsh battle was breaking both the Russian army and Russian-aligned mercenaries operating in the area, such as the notorious Wagner Group. Bakhmut is the hottest spot on the entire front line, more than 1,300 kilometers of active hostilities, Zelensky said. Since May, the occupiers have been trying to break our Bakhmut, but time goes by and Bakhmut is already breaking not only the Russian army but also the Russian mercenaries who came to replace the wasted army of the occupiers. Zelensky went on to claim that Russia had senselessly lost almost 99,000 troops since invading Ukraine on February 24th, with a total of 100,000 soldier deaths expected to come soon. A calculation based on Ukraine's claim estimates that Russia could reach the grim milestone by Thursday, assuming an average of 577 Russian troops losses per day. Just think about it, Russia has already lost almost 99,000 of its soldiers in Ukraine. Soon there will be 100,000 of the occupiers' casualties, Zelensky said. For what? No one in Moscow can answer this question. And they won't. They wage war and waste people's lives, other people's lives, not of their loved ones, not their own lives, but the lives of others only because a group in the Kremlin can't admit mistakes and is terribly afraid of reality, he added. But reality speaks for itself. Ukrainian military commander Roman Kostenko recently told that the prolonged battle in Bakhmut was evidence that Russian President Vladimir Putin had overestimated the strength of what is in reality a weak and unmotivated military. There have been some indications of success for Russia in Bakhmut. This month, Zelensky said Russian forces had effectively destroyed the city while characterizing fighting in the region as very difficult. Last week, pro-Russian media claimed that Putin's troops, fighting alongside units from the Wagner Group, had broken through eastern defensive lines and were fighting street battles in an industrial zone of Bakhmut. A graphic video shared around the same time indicates that Russia's purported progress may have come at a heavy price. The video shows a number of Wagner Group mercenaries being killed in an ambush while fighting to take control of the city. Ukrainians are smashing wave after wave of Wagner mercenaries in the critical battleground. Bakhmut is home to the most intense fighting in Ukraine at the moment as the Russian Wagner Group sends droves of soldiers to take the region. Ukrainian fighters have described sending waves of Russian soldiers to their deaths as they continue to defend an area known as the Bakhmut meat grinder. One soldier said the nearby fields stink because of all the dead soldiers. Bakhmut is an important area in the Donetsk Oblast region in the east of Ukraine that acts as a crossroad with major roads in Donetsk running through it. The town, which housed 70,000 people before the conflict, is currently seeing the heaviest ongoing fighting in the war. The Russians reached the eastern outskirts of the region back in July as part of an offensive that saw them seize the cities of Lysychansk and Severodonetsk. Recently, they have been pouring vast forces into Bakhmut in an attempt to take it from the Ukrainians. In particular, Russian soldiers from the Wagner private military company have reportedly been coming in waves to take the region. Many Wagner fighters are convicts who are executed if they desert their posts. They are given the promise of freedom if they survive 6 months. Nobody cares about their lives, one soldier called Yuri told the Wall Street Journal. He added, "We shoot them, and they keep coming back, like cockroaches. The fields all around us stink because of their corpses, but there is still one wave coming after another." Vladimir Putin's forces are under heavy fire in occupied territory, and a series of videos have emerged of shelling overnight, with key bases blown up. Ukrainian forces report strikes on transport links and bases in the south as a major counteroffensive seeks to take back the Donetsk Oblast region. Volodymyr Zelensky's office has said there is heavy fighting in almost the entire territory occupied by the Kremlin's military. Video emerging on social media also indicates a huge fire is burning in Donetsk, where Ukraine has targeted Russian bases in recent weeks. In an update on Wednesday morning, Ukraine's Operational Command East said the Air Force made 16 strikes on locations in the south of Ukraine, including support points and ammunition warehouses. It also said 4 strikes have been launched on transport arteries relied on by Putin's military. This includes 2 hits on the Bakhmutovka River Bridge in the city of Bakhmut in Donetsk Oblast and is described by the UK's Ministry of Defense as a key vulnerability for Russia. Daryevka Bridge across the Ingulets River and the Kakhovky Bridge across the Dnipro were also targeted. Operational Command South also reported the death of 117 Russian soldiers and the destruction of 9 T-72 tanks, 3 rocket systems, a self-propelled gun, a howitzer, and 18 units of armored vehicles. Frontline Twitter account War in Ukraine, which provides regular updates from the war zone, released a 1-minute video showing an enormous explosion. It indicates this occurred overnight at a warehouse and is captioned, Novy Kakhovci. Straight to the bullseye, to the nest of orcs. Yaroslav Yanishevich, head of the Kherson Regional Military Administration, said on Tuesday all the region's major bridges have been put out of action. He said, as a result of these actions, the Russian army was cut off from the supply of weapons and personnel from the territory of Crimea and the left bank part of Kherson Oblast. Mr. Yanishevich also urged Ukrainians to avoid discussing any information which may inadvertently reveal tactics. He added, "We must remain calm and not interfere with our military. There is a lot of information, but right now it is important to maintain informational silence in order to not harm our army." Multiple videos show a giant smoke cloud blanketing an area of Crimea from separate angles, though no strikes have been officially confirmed yet on its territory. On Tuesday, Ukraine said it had broken through Russia's first line of defense in Kherson Oblast. Russia denied this, claiming Ukraine's efforts had failed. Serhiy Klon, deputy of the Kherson Regional Council, said of the Antonovsky Bridge strikes, Kherson region. Another arrival on the Antonovsky Bridge. It seems that this is the final chord,